Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Internet has been restored, so our live streaming is back up as well. Extremely thankful for that. We still had a caller on hold. Let's grab that caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
I am fine. And yes, it's morning rather than afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, I was thrown into a little tizzy there because I started out listening to the morning show, and then suddenly it was the afternoon show yesterday, and then I didn't know whether you were confused because you've been covering both shows, and then suddenly I looked at the thing, and then it said was live.
Okay.
Okay, something's gone wrong here. Anyway, Mr. Connor, I would like to touch on two things, please. If
Okay.
you allow me. One, I'd like to go back to Dr. Steve's comment about, the policing the roads and so on. And, like he said, they don't want to police the roads. And I hate to tell Dr. Steve, they don't want to do anything because when they're called for a police matter, the only response they have to you is it's a civil matter. You have to go and see a lawyer. So my question to them is, if the policing and the upholding of the laws are not to be done by them, then why are they employed? So I'd like that one to sink in.
Can you repeat the last part of that again for me, please? Sorry.
Oh, I said if the policing and the upholding of the laws isn't to be done by them, then I'm wondering, why are they employed?
Okay, yeah.
As police. Because that's what they do, and that's been going on for a while. I don't know who's training them. I don't know who's teaching them that, the response to everything is, even when your life is being threatened with a weapon, that, it's a civil matter, I heard one of your callers speak about someone taking a machete to him. Now, I'm not getting into that. I wasn't there. I don't know what was said, what was done. But I'm just saying, if the police had been called to that matter, I wonder what they would have said, And the other thing on that, not because he was on someone's property, does it mean he was at fault? Because to prove that he was at fault and that he went there, and deserved to have a machete drawn on him, if it ended up in court, they would have to prove that he went there with malice intent. So, not because he was on someone else's property, did it mean the property owner had the right to be aggressive to him. So, unless the laws on that have changed also. But it is a serious offense, whether you're on your own property or not, to threaten someone who has not shown any kind of provocation. Anyway, so the other thing that I wanted to touch on, last Friday, I was listening to your show. Unfortunately, I couldn't call in because I couldn't talk, but I was listening, and I know this thing came up about the dump. And I heard people also speaking about, the HSA and so on. And I must say that I was very disappointed with the response that was given when they touched on the problem at the HSA. that's an ongoing thing. It has been going on for quite some time. And what really disappoints me is that we have gone through health ministers, several of them, board members, and no one seems to have addressed this problem that we have. And to be told, oh, that's because of our population, I'm sorry, that is not acceptable. And if you're going to make the priority as the health minister the dump, then perhaps you should reconsider what you should be the minister of. Because the HSA, where we, the majority of the population, go to seek health care, should be the priority. We've run out of space there a long time ago. We've run out of several things there. I don't think that new linen has ever been purchased for that hospital since the day Mr. Eden opened it. When I go there, I have to take my own blanket and pillow. That shouldn't be. I actually, once upon a time, I asked people, I know it was towards Christmas, and they were talking about giving gifts and so on. And I asked people, please donate some pillows and blankets to the hospital. All of the money that the government can find to waste, to overspend, to run this country in deficit, it wouldn't make me feel so bad if that money was being spent in places it should be spent. And I don't know how anyone, whether it's the health minister or not, cannot sit down and understand and consider doing something about the health care and the facility. This would be a good time for them to make that a priority. And since the building there in Georgetown is certainly too small to accommodate everything, this would be a good time to consider now putting the necessary, and I'm stressing the word necessary, health clinic in the district. And it would alleviate a lot of things. But clearly that doesn't seem to be necessary to them. Telling people now to separate their garbage and go and take it where they want them to take it. Well, guess what? Newsflash. People have been doing that already. What we're asking for is for them to assist us after we have separated it. The garbage trucks can do pick up on different days if the garbage trucks are not equipped to pick up your bottles, your plastics, and your household garbage on the same day. Well, then do it on different days. But that I don't see as a priority. Necessary, yes, but not a priority. What I would like them to focus on is the health, or maybe the lack thereof, that we're experiencing. People are ill. They're going to the hospital. They cannot be admitted because they don't have a bed. You're lying down there in emergency room. You can't get a pillow or a blanket. I'm not even going to touch on the staff. I'm just going to deal with the facility right now. I see that as a priority. So I'm just hoping that these things will be considered and that when they start spending money, that this money is spent in the right places.
Yep, certainly. Okay, thank you.
I think I heard you say that your internet has been restored.
Yes. We're back streaming now.
Okay, well, maybe Radio Cayman might also want to consider changing their provider so that they can have internet.
Another listener suggested the same thing. I must say though that I think we're in the process of upgrading here as well with our provider upgrading. Yeah.
Well, they can only provide you with what they have, and I can tell you that was a personal decision I had to make, and that was to switch from Flow and go to the company. And I never thought I would do it, but I was forced to do it, and that was a couple of years ago. And I must say that since I made the switch, so far I've had no problem. Okay. Absolutely no problem. In fact, the service is now better.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We have other callers on hold. Okay. Have enough time to read this before we go to our commercial break. This person was talking. Okay, yes. So this person says that tourism workers at $4.50 per hour since forever are now denied the raise that was due this month. How can Caymanians work in this industry at minimum slavery wages and reduced hours, as well as low gratuities? Why would government deny this increase? I'd have to check to see what the position is on that. Persons say that they make about $3,000 and can only survive with additional help, as well. Yeah. Yes, people are finding it harder and harder, based on their salaries to survive. Yeah, many people are living paycheck to paycheck, if they have a paycheck, and then there are some who don't have that paycheck coming in at all, and you wonder how they survive as well. This person was saying, congratulating the last caller and saying, "Ma'am, you're so right about HSA. There's a lot, and it's stories about HSA, but who's listening? No one." Well, we have a new minister, and once she's able to get herself settled in, when she was on here last, she spoke about visiting the various departments, getting acquainted and everything. We have been promised changes. We expect changes, and I believe that the changes will come, but we can't expect them all to come at one time. They have to be done incrementally. Some may be done, may be able to be accomplished much quicker than others as well. But we have to give our legislators sufficient time as well. With that, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our Custom Closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Today, Cayman Islands Bar, folks, we're talking about the legal profession. So she will be admitted to the Cayman Islands Bar today. Congratulations to Marika Scotland as well. So let's go back to the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service and their road safety program as well, because Dr. McField posed some very, very pertinent questions. After that period of time ends, right? So it began on Monday and will run on until the 7th of July. What happens after the 7th of July? Do we go back to our old habits or whatever? What Doc is trying to say is that we need to address this situation continuously. It can't be an off again, on again situation. It has to be continuous. And if the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service are unable, due to resources, be they financial or be they manpower resources, if they're unable to deal with it, then say so. And we need to look at other options. We know that the Commissioner of Police, Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, has said that the provision of cameras, speed cameras, more cameras on our road would certainly make their job much easier and make it much easier for them to bring people to justice, to hold them accountable. Folks, we need to do that. We need to do that. And like I said before, let's get a reputable company out there. We know that lots of money was spent on cameras on our roads before, and we are not receiving the benefits that we should be receiving from that. If there are benefits out there, the people of the Cayman Islands don't know about it, because we're seeing more and more road accidents. We're seeing, more and more reckless driving on our roads, less accountability. Let's hear what the stats say in the last couple of months in terms of the number of road accidents. I bet you they're probably up again as well. We do have a caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. It's always so good to listen to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much. Good to hear your voice also.
Yeah, and you've just touched on something that's not really what I called about, but I can't pass that one up. Speaking about these cameras, these very expensive cameras that were set up. I remember Ezra Miller, who was critical he was of what we had received, whether we got value for money. And the irony of it, to me anyway, the irony is that it involved a senior civil servant who had a major shareholding in the company that got that contract. And it was exposed, it was uncovered. And that very, very senior civil servant, instead of, getting reprimanded, was actually sent overseas, promoted, and is very much alive and active in the Cayman Islands Civil Service. But that seems to be the way things go around here, and I hate it. I hate it because we believe that we are this picture of exemplary governance and everything else, and we so are not. But our people continue to, we love to bury our heads in the sand. We really must be a nation of ostriches. And that is one of the things I had called about, was this denial that we continue to be in about gangs and gang-related activities. And I'm speaking specifically to gang-related activities in our schools, our high schools in particular, but I'm hearing that it starts even lower down. And only this week, I read on Facebook a very public post. It wasn't posted as anonymous. It was a public post from Radio Cayman's own racing, detailing the trauma that his son and, by extension, the family endured due to his son being severely bullied and beaten at the John Gray High School. But his outcry was more about the lack of attention when he was bringing it to the attention of those who you thought were in authority and should be able to help. He said it was like being met with blind eyes, deaf ears, etc. And that brings us right back to what would that have been, OC? Would that have been late 80s or 90s when Truman Bodden was Minister for Education, that he, said, oh, no, we do not have gangs.
Yes.
Perhaps little groupings.
Yeah, I think the late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. Yes.
Yeah, little groupings. Well, I tell you what, those little groupings have morphed into an animal that we cannot handle. And one of the things that upsets me so much is that it is so obvious. The kids themselves do the fighting and beating just to be able to make videos that they can circulate on social media. So don't tell me we don't know what's happening when they put it out there on every single format that they use. I only know Facebook. I see it on Facebook. They say it's on Instagram, it's on this, it's on that. So why do we not know that things are happening? Now, yes, they have police at the schools, they have security guards, but I really believe that until and unless we target the suspects, and surely the school has to know who the hoodlums are, who the perpetrators are. They must know, because what you'll find is going to be the same people over and over again. Just like how the police say, oh, we know the gangs, we know who did the shooting, but, and I remember one time they even gave us the number of persons involved. Now, this is the big gangs after high school, but it's the same people that are feeding into it, I have always advocated for any organization, particularly political, churches, services, to always have a youth arm so that you are grooming and you have a succession plan in place. Well, it has fallen on deaf ears in those particular scenarios, but my goodness, we certainly have the gangs doing that. They're starting them from so early now, from as early as I don't think preschool, but the primary schools in the higher grades.
Yes.
And then it feeds right into the high school, and generally you get kicked out of high school, they're in the system, and bam, before you know it, they have full-blown criminals. What else can we call it? Full-blown criminals. And I'll leave you there because, honestly, I know my thoughts are quite depressing and negative, because I'm feeling so negative about what was a beautiful island, a beautiful home, where we had the opportunity to get it right. But what did we do? We chose to go the wrong direction.
So true, yes.
To take the back path because we do not study history. We did not learn anything from the examples that were going on right around us, right in our area. So I'll leave you there.
Thank you very much, caller. Always, have very pertinent things to say as well. One person has said, "Why aren't we using speed cameras and automatic ticketing system, as we now have readable license plates as well?" That is a good point. Now, this person, and I'm not able to verify this, so I'll ask the question, and maybe those of you who have had reason to use 911, this person says that the other problem is 911. The 911 operators, they don't speak English, can't understand, they don't know where to send the EMS teams as well. Like I said, haven't called 911 since several months ago on our Sunday morning ride in the area of Cottage, around Cottage area. There was a vehicle that ran off the road, and the driver of that vehicle was basically walking on the road dazed, and our group stopped, and we called, luckily a police vehicle drove up afterwards, but we called 911 as well. So I haven't called it. Have any of you experienced any situation with 911 where the persons are unable to understand you, or you're unable to understand them because of any language or dialect barrier? Let us know. We do have a caller, but we're going to take the commercial break first. Ms. Basilia? Yeah. So caller, hang in there. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we will take your call. Please stay tuned.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Did you know? The Cayman Islands now has a Seafarers Registry, a searchable national database that contains various forms of information about native-born seafarers and their contributions to our rich maritime history. This groundbreaking initiative is the only public resource dedicated exclusively to documenting and archiving the remarkable journeys and achievements of Caymanian seamen. The official launch for this database is Wednesday, June 25th in Grand Cayman and Wednesday, July 10th in Cayman Brac.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Two callers on hold. Let's grab the first caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm fine. Excellent. Thanks.
Yeah. Did you have Dr. Matfield earlier on your show?
He called in.
Called in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I need to get in touch with him shortly.
Okay.
But I just want to mention that whatever happened in Westville maybe 2 days ago with the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Can there something be done, and it will be done, besides being reactive? For ever since we were asking the Action Committee was asking the government, pleading with them to be proactive, meaning you should have some special police on the road almost 24/7, patrolling, not just waiting till something happens. Let's say you got three vehicles with a couple of dogs. If it's Mr. Connor, if it's Ormond, if it's Tom Jones, you can stop and see and search that car or that vehicle at any time. But we wait till something happens and then they called off places and all sorts of nonsense is what I call it. It is so disgusting to see what's happening here. But I will guarantee you, I can't exactly say the date, but by the middle of July, there's going to be something happening into this island. I am dissatisfied, and a few others, but a lot of people are dissatisfied with what's happening here. I mean, it's like nothing happened. Your callers mentioned about the speeding. People coming in this island, and they take this island like they own this island. If you got your citizenship in this island or you born here, remember, you may be a Caymanian, but if you go on the other side, then we consider you as a visitor. Some drastic action shall be taken, and it will be taken. Because, OC, come on. Everything you hear is about somebody got shot, and then you see the police cars going down and roaming off. No. We need to have a stable force patrolling the island at all times. There's going to be some function at the turtle farm on Saturday night. I am hoping to meet with my representatives, and I am going to be asking for an immediate meeting to discuss the way forward, because if it's only the government or the police that can run the island, then we are out of touch. Sometimes the people from the public can suggest really brilliant ideas, but because you're not into their police force or into their government and things, they look at you like, you're not really saying what we want to hear. But it's high time that something happens in this island, because a beautiful island like the Cayman Islands, where else you can go and find a place like this, okay? And you have so much people coming in here for what they can get and sending it out of the country. I wonder, the money that's leaving this country, if those people are paying a tax on top of it, or just go and pay a little fee and send it out of this country, while the island is suffering. Look at your roads, look at your environment. There's so much things in this island that needs to be addressed. So I just said those few words, but you'll hear more from us shortly, the West Bay Action Committee, because the game is over for all of this reactive things. We need to move faster. We're moving too slow. Mm-hmm. Some things that are very desperate need to be addressed, almost like emergency. And here we are, like a circus. This is not good enough. And foreign people are looking at this country. I'm talking about good people, not the grabalicious people coming in here and invest and see what they can get. Good, decent people that are coming in here, visiting us and wondering what's going on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for that as well. Talking about the police and the fact that we acknowledge that the police can't be everywhere. I remember one time seeing statistics that person-on-person crime as well as murders taking place, they're usually committed by persons who know each other. If that is the case, then it's very difficult for the police to be proactive in those instances. They can only be reactive because they can't be, in between, friends or whatever. So many of the person-on-person crimes, including murders, are perpetrated by persons who know each other. please bear that in mind, please. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Oh, see, good morning again. I'm sorry I got to call you back.
Okay.
But the doctor name is Dr.
No. Don't give us a name of the person on the phone, please. That's a private matter between you and him, but don't. It's not necessary.
Okay, I apologize for that. But see, my kids, right? This doctor was the doctor that like I said, I used to take my kids to, right? And I learned who his father is. I won't call the name.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned all of that since this happened. And all I wanted to do was, if I had to apologize, if he think I did something wrong, if he had to just come to the truck, I didn't get out of my truck or anything.
Mm-hmm.
In no way threaten him whatsoever, right? And then the man got carried on the way he did. And then as I was driving off, he started telling me all about my mother this, my mother that. I mean, this is something you expect from a child, 18-year-old or 20-year-old, not an adult like that, right? And, if I had to apologize, like I said, if he think I did something wrong, I would apologize, but there was no accident. I saw the car come in. I saw the indicators on the gentleman's car, and I slowed down. I did not come to stop. But for him to carry on the way he carry on in the position that he's in is totally unacceptable. All the man had to do was the reason I didn't get out of the car because I thought he would have just come up to the truck, and I could have just say, I'm sorry or whatever needed to be said, but he didn't want no part of that. For what reason, I don't know. I mean, if I'd have caused him to get an accident or he had run into me, but I was way out of his distance to cause him an accident.
Mm-hmm. Caller, may I make a suggestion? If you could find an intermediary, someone who knows you and who knows the person as well, and convey your apologies or concerns or whatever via a person, intermediary, rather than going directly to him. But it is something that, quite obviously you're bothered about it. And I think to seek a peaceful resolution and to ensure that both of you get back, on the same page, see if you can find an intermediary who knows the person, get them to explain what your intentions were, and hopefully it can be resolved that way.
see, thank you very much, but no thanks. That will never happen because I learned all I need to know about this person.
Okay.
And as far as apologizing through another medium, forget it. It's not going to happen because I don't.
No, I didn't say that you should apologize. I say that you should explain your situation. If I did say apologize, I didn't mean that. You explain your situation, give your explanation as to what to. Yeah.
No, I don't have no more respect for this gentleman who's OC, and that is the bottom line. So nothing is going to happen with that. So as far as I'm concerned, it's finished, it's gone, it's done. And that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Basilia, I believe there might be a voice note if you get an opportunity, if you can play that back as well. Meanwhile, do we have any other callers on hold? No callers on hold. Let's add a little bit more to the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, their road safety campaign that they're taking place. So here's, I'm going to go back to what Acting Chief Inspector Mr. Fernando Soto said. We continue to observe concerning trends in certain driving behaviors, and this concentrated effort is a proactive measure to address these issues. We urge every driver to take personal responsibility, obey traffic laws, and make safe choices. If I were, and I'm not, Acting Chief Inspector Fernando Soto, I would urge my superiors, if I'm not in a position to do so myself, to liaise with the Department of Vehicle and Licensing Service, DVDS, to take a look at their procedures, take a look at their licensing regime, and see what can be done in that area to make the life and the work of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service that much easier. We cannot operate in silos. If there is bad driving and that bad driving is attributed to lack of experience on our roads, then we have to go to the people who put these drivers on the road and say what must be done about them. You heard Dr. Macfield say, we cannot continue to do the same old thing and expect different results. Folks, you have to push the envelope. You have to use not only artificial intelligence, but we have to use that intelligence that our Creator provided to us. We need to get rational, logical thinking people. You're not going to get different results if you continue to use the same old strategies. So, Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, take a look at the licensing regime. And if it means that you then have to make recommendations to the minister to say, Minister, here's what's happening on our roads, but here's one of the main contributors to that, our licensing regime that we have. With that, we're going to take our last commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
J.A. Roy Bodden, in association with Ian Randall Publishers, cordially invites you to the launch of his second volume on the study of Caymanian society, deconstructing development, immigration, society and economy in early 21st century Cayman. The book launch will be held at the Sir Vassal Johnson Hall, University College of the Cayman Islands, on Saturday the 5th of July at 6 p.m. Refreshments, book sales and signing to follow immediately after the launching ceremony. The full complement of J.A. Roy Bodden's published works will also be on sale. The first 50 attendees will receive a complimentary copy of one of the author's previously published works.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. We do have a voice note that we're going to play. Right over to you, Ms. Basilia.
Hey, OC, yeah, I want to endorse the lady just called, and she's absolutely right. The violence in high school with some of these children. We see also, like she said, hoodlum behavior. Thirdly, I disagree with her. She didn't want to talk about it because she feels it's negative. When we as a community stick a pen, she also said, yes, years ago they called it, not groupings, not gangs, hoodlums. My recommendation is, one, to do what Denmark and Germany, I think it is now. They're making it illegal for children to have phones up until the age of 13. I heard they were going to change it to 16. Secondly, when are we going to start doing what the UK do and fining these adults for these children's behavior? Because many of these children are being raised unsupervised. The parents are drinking, partying, doing cocaine parties while the children are left unattended and they're left on the streets. Okay? They're left on the streets to be mentored and groomed by drug dealers. When are we going to bring in at least somebody from UK that has the guts to say we're going to address this issue? Lastly, when are we going to say we identify youth department, education department, identify these young people from 13, 14 that are having problems with drugs and guns and gangs, whatever, from a young age, and get them out of take them away from the parents. Because most of them, the parents is the failure. The parents are on drugs themselves and not looking after their children. When are we going to pull them away from there and put them into a more structured system away from the parents? Yeah.
Okay, we want to thank that caller for that as well, that voice note. Callers on hold as well. No callers on hold. So let me continue on this article on Cayman News Service's website in relation to the road safety campaign initiated by the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service that began on Monday, the 23rd of June and runs until the 7th of July. And we keep our fingers crossed and say, God help us after the 7th of July, because basically we're going to be right back to square one, like Dr. Macfield pointed out. So they go on to say that the primary focus during the operation will be on driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol, with sobriety checkpoints and increased patrols. Officers will also be looking to identify and apprehend speeders, a leading cause of the collisions. Here's a quote. Our goal with Operation Clyro is to enhance the safety of all road users in the Cayman Islands. We continue to observe concerning trends in certain driving behaviors, and this concentrated effort is a proactive measure to address these issues. We urge every driver to take personal responsibility, obey traffic laws, and I'm going to insert in there my words, obey traffic laws if you know them, and make safe choices if you know safe choices behind the wheel. The lives of our community depend on it. Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has been battling the steady increase in collisions, which is draining resources and taking up man hours. There are between 60 and 80 collisions per week. And the smashed up cars are adding to the traffic chaos. Last year, there were 3,253 collisions on local roads. 14 people were killed and another 34 were badly injured. Police say they will be stopping people who are driving badly or discourteously or using dangerous maneuvers. They will also be on the lookout for reckless or distracted driving, including mobile phone use and disregarding traffic signals, as well as everyday traffic violations such as not wearing seatbelts, driving without a license or registration, and vehicle defects. What they fail to add on to that also is driving without insurance. Driving without insurance, which means that you're exposing all of the other persons, out there, as well, if they're not covered by their own insurance for any injury that you may inflict on them as a result of an accident, you may be jeopardizing their future as well, and forcing them maybe to have to take recourse, civil recourse, which sometimes may end up getting nothing, especially if the person has nothing for you to get in the first place. Just my words. So continuing on, the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service is advising motorists to plan, designate a sober driver, avoid distractions, and adhere to speed limits. Pedestrians and cyclists are also reminded to remain vigilant and follow safety guidelines. All road users are encouraged to share the road with courtesy, with safety being their top priority. The campaign underscores the Royal Cayman Island Police's commitment to creating safer roads for residents and visitors alike. Public cooperation is vital to the success of Operation Clyro and the ongoing efforts to prevent road traffic collisions. The Royal Cayman, that was added by the RCIPs as well. My view on this, we're using a Band-Aid to address a huge incision that we have. Using a Band-Aid to dress it, and that will not work. And again, I will repeat, the Commissioner of Police has said that the introduction of more cameras, having more cameras on our road to detect speeders, to detect reckless driving, that would greatly enhance their ability to have safer roads here in the Cayman Islands as well. And we hope someone is listening to that, Commissioner. You just have to continue, to repeat it as well. I believe that there is the financial wherewithal there to give you what you need. But if and when those fundings are received, we have to ensure that it is spent wisely. We can't buy any off-the-shelf system. There are many jurisdictions, including those who like to call on us to employ the tactics or employ personnel from the United Kingdom. Most of those councils in the United Kingdom, where they control things like speeding, they have their cameras there. They earn heaps and heaps of money from speeders and those persons who contravene the traffic laws. We can do the same here, and we can take that money, we can earmark it for tougher driving tests, more road safety campaigns. When in the 1980s, came home for the summer, had been involved in teaching driving in New York City, suggested to the then Deputy Commissioner of Police about a program called a 3-hour program in New York. At the time, you had the ability to sit your written test. You got a learner's license, a learner's permit. Before you could make an appointment to take your road test, you had to attend what was called a 3-hour school classroom instruction that was put on by a qualified and a licensed instructor. Once that course was completed, then you were issued with a certificate. With that certificate, you could then go and make an appointment for your driving test, for your road test. But who wants to hear from a naughty head shedding roader telling or deputy commissioner of police who has been seconded here from the United Kingdom, telling him about driving procedures and things that can be put in place to make sure that people on our roads are qualified to drive before we allow them to go on a road. So we want to hear from a nod-ahead shedding roader in that respect. With that, I will say no more. Don't want anyone to accuse me of racism or anything else, at this point in time. I want to thank all of those of you who tuned in this morning, those of you who called in. We apologize about the interruptions, but that was way beyond our control as well. But we were happy when it resumed, and we know that you were as well, because we saw so many WhatsApp messages coming in as well. Don't forget that this afternoon, 5:30, the venue for the launch of the Seafarers Registry in Cayman, that has been changed, and it will be at Constitution Hall, also formerly known as the Georgetown Town Hall. It starts at 5:30 this evening as well. So please get out there and support. We know that there's lots of support because they had to change the venue because of the overwhelming response that they were receiving as well. And folks, don't forget that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, the People's Radio Station, Radio Cayman. Join Mr. Charles Glynn at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice.